Hi, everybody. So I just got done with the What's the Plan for this today, November 20th, 2025. What's the Plan with Indivisible's Ezra and Leah. We meet just about every Thursday throughout the year to discuss current events and what the plan is moving forward. So, one of the first things that got brought up is the We Ain't Buying It campaign. This is a boycott of major corporations, specifically Target, Home Depot, and Amazon. So this is to push back against corporate enablers who are capitulating to this authoritarian regime. And it is in alliance with Black Voters Matter and 5051 and a couple of other organizations. I will link in the description the information from Indivisible on the We Ain't Buying It campaign. They have media that you can share. And to also note the Spotify campaign, Spotify Boycott is still ongoing. There will be a new strategy coming out called Spotify Wrapped. And we should be getting information on that, I think, next week, Ezra said, maybe the week after. So keep an eye out for that. To continue discussing Spotify, one of the questions was Spotify boycott doesn't seem to be catching on. What can we do? And Ezra and Leah were saying that we are not giving up on this. Sometimes these boycotts take time. We need to be creative and we need to see what is taking hold locally, and then we can move forward, see if there's any other ideas or strategies that will be more impactful. They also mentioned that the Target boycott has been ongoing for months, since about February, and they're having a notable sales decline. And they recently had a management change, and they still have not re-implemented their DEI. And that is the point of these boycotts, is that we are showing we are standing up for democracy. We are standing up against corporations. We are standing up for equality and diversity. And that is what this Black Friday boycott is going to also hone in on. And we're hoping that this new campaign, the We Ain't Buying It campaign, will reignite some of the existing boycotts that are ongoing. A couple of other actions that you could also consider, especially with the holiday season coming up, is actively using Hilton and Marriott hotels to house their employees. They also had a guest speaker today, Aftyn Behn from Tennessee's 7th District. She's going up against a Republican, obviously, for the 7th District in Tennessee on December 2nd. This is a special election. This is the final special election for 2025. This is the last flippable red to blue seat that is possible. And the Trump PAC has spent $2 million campaigning and advertising against her. She's a former Indivisible Organizer, and they're throwing their full support behind her. One of her primary things is to make her primary platforms is to make things affordable again, and contrasting how that was what Trump campaigned on, and now he's destroyed the East Wing of the White House and is putting up a gold ballroom when families can't afford to keep the heat on right now. So that is one of her primary hopes, is that when she's elected, she'll be able to help make things affordable again. So if you can, donate time, donate dollars, bring awareness on social media, and so that would be very, very helpful, because again, this is the last flippable seat for 2025. And then we go into primaries. And with that, one of the things Ezra hopes to see is that the Democrats will be talking a lot about accountability in the primaries and the general election debates. We need to focus on that, because all of the ways that the Trump administration has been denying people due process, has been terrorizing our communities with ICE, has been using SNAP and WIC as bargaining chips, taking food away from children. All of that needs to stop, and they need to be held accountable for all of the ways that they are actively harming US citizens. So, and that's not just Trump who is the focus, because a lot of people asked about impeachment and the 25th Amendment. And Leah brought up that in order to invoke the 25th Amendment, we would need the full weight of the cabinet behind that movement, and they aren't. Their interests are being protected by the Trump administration. So why would they want to invoke the 25th Amendment? It would reduce their power. So instead, we need to focus on getting Democrats elected, taking back the House and the Senate, and we need to hold all of these people accountable. All of these people are acting in their own self-interests. Donald Trump is acting in his own self-interest. He and his family have gained profit from the presidency, and that's illegal. That needs to be investigated. But the way that all of these other cabinet officials have gained from their positions is also illegal, and it needs to be held. They need to be held accountable. There were a couple of other notable things. Somebody had suggested an eyes off campaign to oppose police surveillance, and I want to point to an AP News article that I read this morning that was also about the way that and Border Patrol are using surveillance equipment to look at license plates and track where people are going, and they are looking for flags of behaviors that are out of the ordinary for those license plates. And that is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. I will link that in the description below as well. I think it's a really important article to read and just be aware of. And with all of the suggestions on initiatives, Indivisible's national team really wants to encourage folks to organize these things locally. We should be trying creative ways to hold this administration accountable and see what sticks. And that's what the national Indivisible team does, is they want to lift up things that are going to work, but they want to strategically lift things up, because there's only so much effort we all have individually before we burn out. So they were encouraging, if you've got an idea, talk to your Indivisible leaders and see what sticks, see what works. And that's exactly what they're doing on the national level too. And when it comes to these national campaigns, we want to make sure that our resources are allocated in an appropriate and meaningful way. And finally, they also reminded that we do have indivisible2026.org, where we're focusing on electing fighters in the primaries. And so that has already launched. So look to that as well. And finally, know what's planned next Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. So enjoy your Thanksgiving, everyone. And as always, I will have the link to Ezra and Leah's full What's the Plan video in the description. I really encourage you to go watch the entire thing. Remember to shop local, shop artisans, shop Black owned and BIPOC owned businesses. Keep your monies local, keep it out of corporate donors, keep it out of corporate CEOs, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.